our past does not dictate who we are.
Yes.
I've experienced child abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse. My ex-husband tried to murder me. I've been bankrupted. Everything
Hmm.
that someone could experience, I've
Yeah.
experienced.
Check.
And it doesn't define who you are, because the key thing that's really important to remember is the soul aspect of us isn't impacted by all of those negative experiences.
Yeah.
So if we can choose to just tune into our heart and understand how powerful we are and not let those awful experiences define us,
Yeah.
it's okay to be a victim for a day or two,
Yeah.
lay on the ground and cry and allow the grief and the trauma, no problem. But don't wallow there.
Yeah, it's a hot day. I'm hanging in the So how did you find out about me and this process?
So I know about reconnection healing for a
Mhm.
long time, and I think I may have done some weekend workshops years and years and years ago. But most recently, I was at a Joe Dispenza 10-day retreat in Cancun, just arrived back 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
And while I was there, I met this amazing woman called Gina, and she had a few sessions with you. And she was like, "You need to go and check Case out. He's amazing." So I went and had a look, and just your website was quite profound because you spoke my language about, um, clearing the connection. Because in my mind, I wish to be the clearest conduit for source energy to flow through me.
Mhm.
And you talked about you're the cable guy that reconnects everything, and I'm like, I love that. I absolutely love that. So personal referral.
Cool, cool. So have you ever had a reconnective healing session with someone or?
To be honest, I've had lots and lots and lots of things done over the years, but certainly not in the way that you describe it. Um, so the reconnection healing, I think, isn't it a guy there's a book, isn't my memory serving me correctly? It's a book bluish with like wings on it. Is that the reconnection healing one?
I think the reconnection is oh, who did that famous painting of maybe Adam reaching out to God?
Yeah, and it's like a light bluish
Yeah,
background.
exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I do recall doing a course on it. Hilariously, I'm a chartered accountant. I run my own accounting practice, but I'm very, very spiritual and very connected. So I've done lots of different things. So I don't ever do them to actually do the modality. I have a thirst for knowledge. I'm very connected. When I was a little girl, up until I was probably about 14, I saw the veils were very clear for me. I saw
Yeah, yeah,
spirit. I
yeah, yeah.
play with aliens. I, would do all different sorts of things. And then I got quite frightened at about 14 with a seance, and scared the crap out of me. So just went
I'm
and shut.
shutting this down. Yeah. No
Yeah,
more. Yeah.
turn the TV off. Bam.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
totally. Totally.
and of course, as you get older and grow up, and you then are continually trying to reconnect. And I have had people say to me over the years, "Oh, nah, it's only children that do that." And I was like, I was 14. I recall sitting on
Yeah.
the ground talking to this amazing being. We would have conversations for hours. And I
Yeah.
was like, if there was something that I had the neural pathways for, and I had the veils that were thin enough, I'm sure I can do it again. There
Absolutely.
was no reason, right?
Yeah.
So I've been on a long journey of discovering the essence of myself, the God aspect of me that, inhabits this physical meat sack.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so I was fascinated by your terminology, because I was like, oh, I love the directness, not fluffy, whitewashy nonsense that means, you
Yeah.
know,
I
nothing. So I
like
literally had a vision of spiritual electrician, is what I saw. because what I see often, I'm very visual in my mind, and imagine a whole wall of power plugs, and you're just replugging the points back in.
That's a great visual.
I know I'm very visual. People laugh at me when I describe how my mind sees things, but you know what? It's got to be so bloody obvious to me, otherwise I'm too busy to notice.
So how was your Joe Dispenza
Oh
trip?
my goodness. It was so I followed his work for a long time, and it's like trying to buy tickets for a rock concert. It was
Oh,
sold out in
really? Was it
5 minutes.
Oh,
I had to
wow.
get up at 2:45 a.m. my time to get tickets, and they were sold out. Started at 3 and at 3:05 a.m. they were sold out. So the
Wow.
event had 2,200 people with 11,000 on the waiting list.
Wow.
Yeah, quite phenomenal, really. But for me, it was life changing I love the science base. I love the
Me too.
tangible. I love quantum, the quantum field, quantum mechanics, all
Yeah.
of that fascinates me because I'm very intelligent and my left brain loves all the data.
Yep. Yep. Me
And then
too.
he combines it so beautifully with the deep meditation and getting into the field, the nothingness. And I think the most profound thing that for me was the reinforcement that we're made up of trillions of cells, and each cell is made up of atoms. And when you look at the subatomic particle level, we are 99, or atoms are 99.9999% empty space.
Yeah.
So in actual fact, a cell or an atom is 0.00001% matter. Physical thing
Yeah.
is 0.00001% of my
It's
totality.
yeah.
So I'm the 99.9999% nothing, which is the field, which is the ocean of pure love, so for me, that was the most profound takeaway that I am actually, even though I've said it, I felt finally that I am one with this magnificent blackness. You close your eyes and it's just like this beautiful velvet blackness of just pure potential and love. And
That's awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's beautiful. Yeah.
so that was my takeaway. It was quite profound. He brings all of the esoteric and removes it, brings all the bullshit, spiritual, religious, all the layers people put on to make it humanized, and
Mhm.
just goes directly. And, even he talks about, because a part of the advanced stuff that we do is um, doing a special breath that pushes the cerebral spinal fluid up our spinal cord to then push fluid into the pineal gland. So in Australia, we say pineal gland, not
Yep.
pineal, but
Yeah.
push them into the pineal gland, which then activates the crystals within the pineal gland, which have a piezoelectric effect, which then connects you directly to the field because
Yes.
that's the antenna. And
Absolutely.
so it's quite in no one else really teaches all that. Other people would call it Kundalini awakening or, you know, rising of the serpent, all the different terminology, but he makes it so practical
Yes.
that you go, oh yeah, okay, pineal
Yeah.
gland, I'm pushing
Yeah.
my
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
spinal fluid up there and I'm,
Yeah.
lift your pelvic floor and squeeze, squeeze. And honestly, I was doing it yesterday morning and our body circulates the cerebral spinal fluid once around our body every 12 hours.
Okay.
You do 6 to 8 of these breaths and you're pushing the fluid up into your brain. And literally, it's like your brain explodes and you're like on drugs. It's
Yeah.
very, very profound.
Does he have a video on that breathing technique or
He
does he
probably does.
did he have a special name for it?
No, he just calls it the pineal, he calls it taking your mind out of your body. But this breath is quite profound. And some people, like at the event, people moan and scream and groan and do all sorts of strange things as the energy just is so powerful. And But it really does. Like I got up early yesterday morning and I did like 6 to 8 breaths, and literally it feels like you're floating. It's the weirdest sensation.
Yeah,
You get this
that's
surge. So yeah, it's amazing.
your consciousness, your soul truly can't enter and embody the fetus until the 49th day. It can be around the fetus, but it can't actually embody the fetus until the 49th day. And that's when the pineal gland is formed. And I was like,
Wow.
wow, I thought that was really
Wow.
interesting. Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's
that
really,
that kind of describes the level of importance of our pineal gland, you know.
which is why they put, fluoride in the water to calcify the pineal gland, because if we don't have a connection to
Of
source,
course.
then they can put us into fear and we're walking little, robots
Of
that do what
course.
they say because
I
we're in
mean,
the amygdala brain.
the job that they've done, whoever they is, to keep us from awakening is just like, oh, it's massive.
Imagine if that could be used for good. Like literally, it's so brilliant. Imagine that brilliance used for the empowerment of humanity rather
Oh,
than.
well,
I often ponder this actually,
yeah,
exactly. Most people think
but
I'm a
we
bit
would
wacko.
be living
Mm.
on a different planet. Absolutely.
Totally. But we're going to that. We're seriously
We
going
are.
to that.
We are.
Feel
We
it.
are. Do you have people in your life that are on the same page as you, or you kind of feel
Not
solo?
really. Not that live local. People, no. No, I suppose they humor me, maybe they tolerate me. I'm no, I'm a little bit of an anomaly. I don't even actually at the Joe Dispenza event, um, I there weren't a lot of people that I sensed were very awake. Doing Joe Dispenza work is one thing, but when you go to another level,
And
embody it and live it,
yeah,
everyone around me knows I speak about, spirit, source, soul. I create my reality. They're used to me, but no, no one else I know close by. Friends tolerate my wackiness, but
yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So these beings you used to speak with, can you still remember them? And
well, very clearly, because it wasn't my imagination. I've actually been studying just of late out of body experiences to practice doing that myself again,
mm-hmm.
uh, because that is literally the soul leaving the physical body and exploring. So I've been studying that. I found something while I was at the Joe Dispenza retreat, and I was trying last night, and I was listening to the guy this morning, and he said, if you're tired, you can't. Your body won't let the soul leave because it can't go into that deep state.
Mm, it makes
I
sense.
think I just need to catch up on some sleep. Jet lag is a little
Yeah,
challenge.
yeah.
We're 16 hours ahead of Cancun. So, I left Friday
Uh,
night, got home Sunday. So
gotcha.
it always takes just a little bit of, and I've only been home a few days. So my plan is next week, I'm going to really focus on practicing out of body experiences to dance with, the other side of the veil.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
hopefully this will help with that.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that you can find some cables and some lines that just got a bit out of whack that I
Yeah.
can't physically put back into connection.
So you mentioned during the Joe Dispenza seminar or retreat, there were some people having strong reactions. How were your reactions?
Um, I'm a very internal processor. Um, so I was getting a lot of energy moving. Um, I was sexually abused as a child, so I think I've got some blocks around base chakra, survival, safety. So it felt like that a lot of that energy started moving.
Hmm.
Um,
Good.
Yeah. So, but you never know whether people are just hamming it up. And well, in essence, it's a whole body orgasm, is what he describes it as. So, it's very common to, make noises, but some people were like screaming at the top of their lungs. I'm not a screamer, a moaner, a groaner. Honestly, I just go into that state of absolute bliss, being nothing, being connected to that field.
Yeah.
And the body doesn't exist, so the body doesn't need to scream because it's not about the body.
Yeah. But my point is, hmm, maybe I won't talk about it.
No, share. You're not allowed to start saying something and not finish. Keep going.
I guess my point is we are recreating our experience a billion times a second. We're literally flickering in and out of existence. And even science tells you that, as our cells reproduce, we are a brand new person every 7 years. I mean, some of the things, are brand new every 2 days,
Yeah.
but your whole body is brand new every 7 years. So I'm 58. So what is that? That's like, I, I just lost my head. So I'm like eight and a
I
half,
see. So you've had eight new
eight
bodies. But I
something. Yeah.
often think about that because it's like, damn it, because I'm 55, right? And
Hmm.
it's like, so does that mean I can use my pineal gland to reactivate the master cell to be perfection and go back to 35? Interesting question. The trick, I think, is to understand that when we're in the field of divine source, whatever you call it, you're so present in that moment that your body has a break from that habitual bullshit
Yes,
thinking,
absolutely.
which is why people heal, right? Because then the physical body is immersed in the frequency of just pure love, not negative talk and all the drama and the rubbish that, just the loop that keeps going around. So we'll all look amazing. And maybe that's actually why people that do the work do significantly look younger than those that are the same, biological age.
I mean, I would
Mm.
love to look 35 again, but man, if I could just maintain uh where I'm at for another 30 years, I'd be I'd be
I
stoked.
know.
I'd be really happy, man. You know. But are you ready to do you know what we need to do?
Well,
We need to get your second session scheduled.
wow, I went somewhere. I was I'm going to sit back out here. It's much more comfortable out here. There we go.
So, did you have any sensations or?
Yes, it started. Again, I don't know what you were doing, but there was a lot of energy around my head, and it sort of started around this side, and then was swirling around, and then went down the back of my head, and then in my heart there was like huge waves of like energy, was just like, and then it literally the energy went all the way down my body, and then I was out. I went somewhere. Well, it wasn't asleep. I just, I have this very interesting habit that I literally remove myself from my body. It's like, it's a beautiful feeling. You're just gone. You're just nothing. You're nobody. You just,
I love that feeling.
and then I came back and it was just like waves of energy just like flowing. Um, so that's what I felt. Share what you saw and
So
experienced.
I very rarely see anything when I'm giving somebody a session. So we have so many energy points and chakras and meridian, our meridian lines. And so literally I'm just focused on hitting every one of those spots. I
Okay, well,
stay
that's
there for like,
interesting because that's what it felt like. It was like you were plugging. It felt like you started here.
I
It
did.
felt like it went around there like
I
that.
did actually. Yeah. Yeah.
And then and then you were right inside my head, right in the center, and there was like big pulses right inside my head. And then it felt like you followed the chakra system down my body.
That's exactly what I did. Yeah.
So that's what it,
Yeah.
so I
It's
felt
been
the
like
energy. It was,
hitting certain energy points, but I'm also drawing these bands on your forehead and face and underneath your neck, and then you start hitting the meridian lines, and then you hit, you follow up with the energy points, and yeah, no, it sounded like you were pretty
wow.
conscious of where I was on the light body of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite fascinating, really, because so I am still very sensitive to energy. I didn't think I was, but I do seem to notice I feel literally I was feeling the surges as whatever you were doing. It felt like pulsing of energy through. So cool.
I mean, I know how it works, but then there's the part that's like, how is this happening? You know what I mean? Like she's in
The logical mind gets
Australia.
in and goes, how? What is actually, but
Yeah,
to feel the like I'm out of it, but I can literally feel, I felt the flow and then the flow and then the flow. Um, I didn't know what you were doing. I was just feeling the frequency. Literally, it was like you opened up. You know when you turn a tap on and you get the tap
yeah,
water flows through? That's what it felt like.
yeah. So can you feel these frequencies in your hands? Like
Totally.
right now? Can you?
I
So
I as soon as I put my attention on my hands, the energy, there's huge flow of energy out in the heat and the like you
okay,
can literally feel.
okay.
God, I've just got these energies just suddenly uh, that I can't even speak, blah blah blah. Um, every single it's like I got pins and needles, or like every single cell in my body suddenly is vibrating all the way down to my toes.
Beautiful, beautiful. When I'm just at the store or wherever, whatever I'm doing, I can feel these frequencies coursing through me. It's like I remember that this is a game.
And that's the key, right? That's the
It's a
key.
game. It literally,
Literally, I chose this avatar for whatever reason. I would have, if I had even knowingly done it, I would have chosen a different one. But this is just the suit that we're wearing for now. This is just the
yeah,
game. And
absolutely.
we get so caught up, but
I always laugh because it's so fucking funny when people start talking about their soul and they lost their soul, or they're afraid. Like, dude, your soul.
you wouldn't be here if you lost your soul. You would be alive.
I mean, the idea that your soul needs saving is it's
Hilarious.
it's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a game, and it's a beautiful game, and I will come back over and over because, well, we're already back, but I literally feel like all the hard work has been done. And
Now
so
it's just
we're
right.
getting ready, like this is the show. You know what I mean? Like this is all the shit that
Mhm.
took to get to this moment. Like we're in the first row of the greatest event in the universe, I think,
I
that's
know.
going on. And so I don't know. I don't
It
know.
isn't. It's an exciting time. And I often have this perspective, like I'll just because I mastered from a very young age the observer. You know, Eckhart Tolle talks about the observer. I mastered that from 3 years old.
Yes, that's
You
beautiful.
know, when you have abuse, you
Oh,
body
yes, you
teaches you how to do
detach.
that,
Yes,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Or not experiencing the trauma. The physical body, yes, definitely is, but your aspect isn't,
Is not.
right? So it's really
Yes.
cool. And I'll often sort of just pop out as I'm in a crazy, shopping center or something. And you watch the people, and they are so like it's like a game I'm watching, and they've got no idea.
Yeah,
And
no,
I
they
can't wait to see them like have the aha moment
Yeah.
I see it in little kids, like little babies will look at me and smile, and the mums are like looking at them, going, "What are you looking at her
Quit
for?"
looking at her. Yeah. And you're like, no, this is
Kids can
awesome.
see,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, totally.
You can just see the light, right? Light to
Totally.
light. It's like I see you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
It's so funny you said that because I was like an hour and a half before we had this session. I had to go to the store. We had my kids have friends over, and I pulled up, and there was a lady on her bike, and her kid was like probably like 5 years old, and it was sitting behind her. And so I pull up, and the kid looks over, and I look over, and I was like that, and then the kid's like, and I was just like, oh, I don't know what really just happened here, but this is like, I don't know what that kid's seeing, I don't know what that kid's feeling, but dude, I love those moments of
I
just
know. It's
like,
awesome,
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
beautiful. Absolutely.
They're the untarnished essence is still shining so brightly out of their being.
Yeah.
There's no shit being put on it. There's no,
Yeah, no, it's
it's
pure.
just
Like
pure.
they don't need a spiritual mechanic. Like
No,
they're good to go.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I know. If only
It's
we
only
could have
us
just
older people.
stayed that,
Yeah.
right? We want to just reality, school life makes us, I don't know, just go, we want to literally go back to the magical 5-year-old that dreams without limitation, knowing that they can create whatever they want.
Yeah, totally, totally. I tell my kids I'm 5. They don't understand how cool that is. They're like, Dad, you're just a kid. And I'm like, yeah, dude, one day you're going to understand how lucky it is that your dad is a kid. Like, you might not get it now, but, one day I'm getting it. So that's all that matters. So,
It's the wonder, the innocent wonder. If we can be in the innocence and look at the world with wonder, then we've captured that we're doing what we're supposed to do.
absolutely.
All right, I better let you go.
Okay.
Thank you for the amazing session. I'm excited to just allow that to integrate.
Cool. And definitely, if you decide to meditate later today, bring those frequencies in before you meditate.
Okay.
I think they'll help you go deeper faster
Yeah.
and, maybe experience things that you never even experienced during the Joe Dispenza. Who knows?
Yeah, perfect. Oh, I'm excited.
Okay. So an hour later, tomorrow is an hour
Yes,
later.
perfect.
Okay. I
Yeah.
look forward
All
to it.
right. Have a beautiful evening and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Take
Peace.
care. Bye.
Bye.
Surfing on a wave of good feelings. Well, it's just another Friday in paradise. So bring your A game, cause you know this party won't stop. We could never run out of time, sipping strawberry lime. You know I wanna share it with you. This is going